Earlier this evening, we see Aaron Poston walking into the venue. He will be in our co-main event this night as he will take on Garrett Mueller. Aaron Poston does so much good in the community, literally donates everything that he makes to fighting, but it's time as we bring out Derrick Darling taking on Thomas Thatcher.
Let's bring out our next bout of the evening. Derrick Darling.
Making his way to the cage tonight, it is Derrick Darling. Now, Derrick is a consummate martial artist. He holds a black belt in judo and in Japanese jiu-jitsu. He is also a Sambo fighter who is coming off a bronze medal finish at the Pan Am Sambo Games, as well as a 5th place finish in Sambo Worlds. Now, Sambo is an incredible sport that involves throws, leg locks, and a whole lot of takedowns. We should see some very interesting things out of him tonight.
Yeah, that's going to translate well into the world of MMA, obviously.
Now, he told me that I did work my boxing and my Muay Thai for this camp. He feels that his ground game and his takedowns through his Sambo and Judo are going to be great. He says, so now I wanted to work on my striking, so I'm ready to do it.
Let's bring out his opponent tonight, Thomas Thatcher.
Making his way to the cage tonight, it is the Gojinru Karate black belt, Thomas Thatcher. Now, the thing that I find very, very interesting about Thomas Thatcher is that he is a former sniper in the military. As we go here to our Supplement Superstore's tail of the tape, Derrick Darling, 36 years old, 5'11", 155.4 pounds out of Kansas City, Missouri. Thomas Thatcher, 28 years old, 5'9", 153.4 out of Lawrence, Kansas.
Here's what I think needs to happen in this fight for both fighters. Thomas Thatcher, the karate black belt, needs to keep distance. Derrick Darling, the judo ace, is going to need to get close to try and get that takedown. He's not a wrestler. He's not going to shoot him from a distance. He's going to want to be close to get a clinch and a takedown. Thatcher's going to need to use his karate and his movement to keep that distance and land strikes from the outside.
This almost reminds me of the old school days, Kevin, whenever they would, put one martial art against another to see what happens. This one could be really, really interesting coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, fighting out of the blue corner this evening, he stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighs in at 155.4 pounds. Fighting out of Kansas City, Missouri, Derrick Darling. His opponent tonight, fighting from across the cage out of the red corner this evening. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighs in at 153.4 pounds. Fighting out of Lawrence, Kansas, Thomas Thatcher.
This crowd is absolutely on its feet for Thomas Thatcher. Referee Mike Anglin has the call for this contest. Kevin, when I saw this one on the card, this one was one of them that really, really got to me because, again, it's two traditional martial artists entering the world of mixed martial arts.
Exactly, Jeremy. Quite the clash of styles in this fight.
Thatcher being very long, traditional karate stance there even.
And Thatcher opened up the fight with a very nice jab to kind of back Darling off.
Both fighters trying to get very, very low here. Thatcher doing a good job of movement here. A lot of movement, trying to stalk down Darling.
Yeah, Darling looks pretty tense with his hands and kind of slow with his punches so far in this fight. He might need to loosen up a little bit to pick up the speed.
Immediately shoots under, looking for that double.
Thatcher over pursued a bit, but defended well. Thatcher needs to make sure he doesn't make that mistake again, over pursuing, put himself in a bad position to get taken down by Darling.
Again, big, nice takedown defense there coming from Thatcher. Immediately moves away, disengaging.
Excellent job by Thatcher. He had an opportunity momentarily to take the back, but he chose instead to keep the fight standing, which is where I think he has the best advantage in this fight.
That's a very, very smart tactic against someone who is both a Sambo and a Judo. Nice strikes are coming again with the big shot underneath.
Again, defended well by Thatcher.
Nice elbow there coming from Thatcher. Big knee from Darling. Darling is very, very stiff still.
Yeah, still very stiff and just kind of walking forward, not moving his head at all. He could walk right into a punch or kick from Thatcher. Darling needs to set up his shots a little better. He's shooting with nothing in front of it. So what I mean by that is he needs to throw a couple punches, get the hands and eyesight of Thatcher up, and then shoot under.
It's also very, very hard to take somebody down from almost like an overhook position. The head and arm is a little different. There comes the judo takedown.
Good job by Thatcher to stand back up. Darling's trying to drag Thatcher to the ground.
Oh, nice one from Thatcher for that replacement there. Very nice technique.
Good job by Thatcher. Bent his knees, powered through that using his legs to get a very nice takedown.
Big elbow there coming from Thatcher. Going to make it dirty here in the corner. Halfway through round one.
If this fight ends up on the ground, this is where Thatcher wants to be, on the top position. He doesn't want to be under Darling.
Nice hammer fist here coming from Thatcher. Oh, big tap out.
Darling's holding the back of his head. I didn't see if he got hit in the back of the head.
As we look here at our instant replay, we see the pounding coming. It almost appears like it's...
The doctor seems to be checking his hand.
Fighter safety here is of the utmost importance at Shamrock Fighting Championships. Always a doctor at cage side checking out Darling at the moment. Again, though, I really didn't see where this came from.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what's injured.
But they are definitely working on the arm here of Darling.
I don't know if it's the shoulder, maybe.
Don't forget, coming up tonight, we still have our co-main event of the evening, which will feature Bellator vet Garrett Mueller. He'll be taking on Aaron Poston. Also, in our main event tonight, it is Adam Meredith taking on Zach Brucia, the hometown favorite. We still have a lot of action to come here. They are still attending to Darling in the cage. Remember tonight to also go follow us on all of our social media outlets. Follow us on Twitter at Shamrock_FC. See some of our behind the scenes on Snapchat, Shamrock_FC. Or find all of the action on Facebook by going to Shamrock Fighting Championships. I'd like to go back one more time to our instant replay. Here we go again. We see a lockup here coming by Thatcher. Trying to see something, anything in the shoulder area. A lockup in that position.
He might have taken a hammer fist to the temple.
Gloves out there.
They also seem to be, again, like I said, they seem to be working towards that shoulder, that arm potential.
We're going to give this set of autographed gloves away. John McCarthy.
Again, no matter what, fighter safety, they are going to take as much time as they need here to make sure that Derrick Darling.
Please go out.
They're putting the neck brace on him. They have the stretcher here now. We hate to see this here, Shamrock FC.
Kevin, you have been in the cage many times. You are a veteran of the sport. You never want to see something like this, but again, they are going to take care of him, make sure that the EMTs are taking care of everything that needs to be done, and it will all be okay at the end.
Of course, 100%, as fighters, we go into that cage trying to knock each other unconscious, but we never want to hurt somebody. I know that sounds silly to say that we're trying to knock each other unconscious, but we don't want to hurt each other. We never want long-term damage. You know, this is a job. This is a business. Both fighters go into this agreeing to try and hurt each other. But there's no bad intentions. You never want to see somebody get taken off in the stretcher as an opponent.
No, literally, they are combative athletes. And it all comes down to this is a sport. And so they are looking for the utmost highest level of the sport of mixed martial arts.
100%. This is a sport just like any other sport. You know, when two baseball teams are playing for the World Series, they're going 100% trying to win. Same thing in the cage. You're giving everything you got trying to win because that guy you're fighting is doing the same. You never want to see somebody get hurt in the cage, seriously.
So Kevin, again, as they are taking care here of Derrick Darling, he will be fine. We know that that is exactly what they're going to take him out here on the stretcher. Everything will be okay. Now, whenever something like this happens, again, we do have a break in the action, ladies and gentlemen, but we're going to still bring you everything tonight, no issues whatsoever. Kevin, what's the worst one you've ever had?
Me personally, the first round of a boxing fight, 30 seconds into a boxing fight, I ripped my bicep clear off of my elbow, rolled all the way up to my shoulder. I finished that round, fought 3 more rounds of a 10-round fight. I had to stop because I just couldn't defend myself. I couldn't use my right arm at all. That's the worst I had, and that's honestly not that bad of an injury. I just had to stop fighting. I wasn't seriously hurt. Went home. My orthopedic surgeon fixed it. It's as good as new. You know, I've never had a really bad injury. You know, you hate to see when someone has to get taken off on a stretcher, but that's why we have a doctor at ringside. That's why we have EMS standing by. You know, we take the utmost precautions to take care of our fighters and make sure nobody gets seriously injured in the cage.
Yeah, literally tonight, all they are doing is this is a precautionary thing for Derrick Darling to make sure that he is okay. And we will report as we go on through the evening our status on Derrick Darling to make sure that everybody knows that he is, you know, doing well. They're going to take care of him. That's why we have EMS and EMTs here, doctors at ringside. Everything will be fine. We will still bring you more action here at Shamrock Fighting Championships. And while you're waiting, you can go follow us on Twitter at Shamrock_FC to find all of the information. But again, Kevin, we still have a big main event tonight coming too. Zach Busia is a hometown favorite. You know, he's going to be taking on Adam Meredith, who is coming off a win in Bellator, but he's had a long layoff.
Yeah, Zach Busia has a ton of fights. He's fought everybody. He's fought all around the country. Zach Busia is a veteran. Adam Meredith has 6 fights. He's 5-1. Hasn't fought in a year. There's a lot of questions about Adam Meredith. Here's the big thing about this fight. Zach Busia has fought at 170, but fought mainly at 155. Adam Meredith is a big welterweight, a big, like 6'3". I think he walks around about 200 pounds. He's a big guy. There's going to be a big size difference when you see these two fighters get in the cage together.
Yeah. Zach Busia, originally fighting at 155 pounds, though, says he feels better at 170, which means he doesn't probably have to cut as much weight, but the size of Adam Meredith is going to be significant.
Yeah, when these two stand next to each other, when we saw them at weigh-ins, there was a big size difference, and I think now that Adam Meredith put some weight back on, there's going to be an even bigger size difference.
Yeah, a lot more action still to come here at Shamrock Fighting Championships. Again, we have that co-main event, Aaron Poston taking on Garrett Mueller. Aaron Poston is literally one of the nicest guys in this sport who is looking now at his retirement fight tonight. He is actually going to be going on and doing a lot of good charity after this to continue what he does.
You know, we can't say enough about Aaron Poston. He donates all his fight purses straight to charity. When he retires from fighting, he's going to work on more charity stuff. You know, the guy is giving, and you always cheer for a guy like that.
Definitely. All right, guys, we're ready to bring you the action, so we're going to send it back up to the cage to Stephen Bear to give us our final results.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout has ended 2 minutes and 45 seconds of round number 1. Your winner by TKO due to strikes, Thomas Thatcher.
Big win here for Thomas Thatcher. He is getting his first professional win tonight. Of course, you never want to see your opponent leave like that, but again, this win has to feel great for him.
Yeah, once everybody finds out that Derrick Darling is fine, which he was raising a thumb up to the fans as he was being taken out on the stretcher, it's a great sign. Thomas Thatcher can really enjoy this win as soon as he knows everything is good with Derrick Darling.
We got more action to come, and we'll be right back with more Shamrock Fighting Championships.